Oh boy, here we go again. The never-ending saga of the ACC drama. I really didn't want to talk about Just a Robot. I don't like him. I've never liked him, and I don't even have a solid reason for it. Unlike with Kumo, where I have plenty of reasons why I can't stand this guy. Sometimes it's just a gut feeling, and liking someone isn't always rational. You don't have to like everyone, and I doubt that Jar wants to be everybody's darling anyway. Because of my lack of sympathy, I never looked into Jar more closely, so it was probably just small things that bothered me in the end, things that often get swept under the rug with commentary channels, problematic comments, most recently latent transphobia, which just disgusts me. But now it has come out that he's made a few missteps that I simply can't ignore anymore.
Oopsie doopsie, I made a f***y wucky.
Just a Robot is a massive hypocrite. Yep, who would have thunk? Sometimes you just gotta pull back the white knight foreskin to reveal the smelly, unwashed creep dick underneath. Not much drama that happens in the ACC niche makes it into YouTube's commentary mainstream. That's not the case with the grooming accusations Cinebero3 had to face, especially after she decided to do an interview with Just a Robot, which was problematic at its core.
Cinny is a coomer, a gooner, but not a groomer. Grooming requires intent and a desire to get with someone. Cinny did neither. If you want to get with a 14-year-old, you have to be a Now Cinny makes a lot of coomer art, so there must be evidence of her drawing Shota, Lolly, or Cub, right?
We don't need to talk about the definition of grooming. You can groom someone without sexual intentions, even unintentionally. This behavior has been so normalized in some communities over the years that some people don't see a problem with it. And in some cases, they genuinely don't know they're doing something wrong that could harm someone else. That is something we need to talk about. Anyways, Cinny, who I initially thought realized her mistake, quickly found herself in an echo chamber that downplayed her behavior. Kumo was part of it, but Jar turned out to be an even more powerful ally. He gave her the feeling that, with his influence in the commentary community, he could help clean up her name. In the process, he only ended up dirtying his own reputation. His video, where he was so sure he had found a gold nugget in the cesspool of accusations, thinking he'd created a viral video that would prove that he's once again the only one who sees the full picture and knows the real, absolute truth.
I recall people saying poor creepshow art during the Peaches drama, and now the same thing is happening again, almost the exact same way. Talk about deja vu. I can't believe I'm having to do the same thing I did a few years ago.
Well, it didn't go down too well with his viewers. Even the moist tentacle man himself made a video about it, which started off pretty petty, and I liked that.
Both of us use avatars. Now, we both also had the exact same avatar artist. Not that you'd ever know we had the same artist because he has never linked her in the video description or pinned comment, which is very, very rude of him. And if you see this, you need to fix that because she did that work for you. For those who don't know, the channel name is Skyroar Draws, formerly Christina Prime. I link her in my description because you should link your artists. Always.
Jar mentioned in his video that you can't just cancel Cinny and give everyone else a free pass. Don't worry, darling. I won't. You're not getting a free pass from me. You know, I believe that you shouldn't blame someone for something they said or did years ago on some Discord server, as long as they realized their mistake, apologized, and haven't repeated it. For example, I don't know, exploiting the power dynamic between a big creator and their fans, or like the power dynamic between a big creator and someone who feels dependent on their approval out of fear of being cancelled and losing their channel and the community tied to it.
I can't make videos, I can't draw, I have no friends, so like, what do I even do with my time?
Comb.
Like, No, I just ended up playing video games.
I feel like we're seeing a pattern of behavior here. Yesterday, as of the time I'm writing the script, a user named Chocolata Twitter handle @real_chocol posted a Google Doc sharing her own experiences with Just a Robot. I'll provide screenshots from the doc here and read it out so you can better understand the context of her accusations. If you're not interested in the doc itself, skip to this time. Trigger warning for non-consensual words and imagery. I was scared to come out about this when Jar was well seen in the commentary community. And if I were to show my experience, I would be terrified of being harassed, threatened, or any terrible way people would defend Jar. But after hearing about Just a Robot's downfall, I can finally speak out. Who is Just a Robot? He's a commentator on YouTube and is well known for political issues. He reviews movies or any TV shows. His robot character often represents him, and he mainly uses his voice to express his opinions. It has been 4 or 5 years since I joined Just a Robot server. I must come clean about this because I do not want to stay silent anymore, and I feel the need to get this out of my system. I am 21 now, but I joined his server when I was 17. I was a big fan of Jar. Every Tuesday he would join his VC for his announcement or chat with his fans. Even he would play Smash Brothers with other users. When I sent a friend request to Jar, he immediately accepted it. I was thrilled and I felt like I was exceptional in the server. Until around October. I joined the VC and wanted to ask him for an art role since I greatly enjoy drawing and modeling. He then makes a joke in a public voice call, drawing his OC doing violating stuff to Jaden animations. The people in the call started freaking out before he asked my age. I said I was 17. He then tried to backtrack and asked for a drawing of Jaden lifting her shirt in a sexy pose. This means he continued requesting me to draw this for him and to give me the art role. He sent a link in my DMs to Google search Jaden animation porn. I thought this was okay and drew it for him the next day. Nobody questioned it nor even called him out after this happened. Not even the moderators. I was lingering in my mind that day if asking a 17-year-old these questions just for an art role was okay. I thought that this request was a joke. I did get that role after I sent that drawing to him. He kept me around as a friend for 4 years after this happened. I tried interacting with him, but he would barely talk with me because of how busy he was, and I respected that. I even wanted to speak with him, but he never got the time to do so, but I still respected him. But I would continue to look at those previous DMs about what he sent me. Never deleted. I feel incredibly guilty for not speaking this out in public. I was scared that people who were still fans of Jar would do something terrible to me that I didn't want. I wanted to keep myself and my family safe. The only ones I've spoken to were my friends and love companion. They even say he was wrong to do this to a minor, but it was 4 years ago. I didn't know if this was considered too late or didn't matter, because he still did this to me when I was a kid. But I am finally here to speak out about my experience with him, the things that he shouldn't have done. I thought he would change and be a better person, but I had this terrible gut feeling that something wrong would happen. But I ignored it. I thought everything was going to be okay. I feel awful for not speaking out sooner when I had the chance, but I was too scared that I would get attacked by many fans who would defend Jar. But now I can speak my mind because it's the right thing to do. And I can't sit and linger about this any longer. Jar doesn't think before he says or does something to take action. He never sees what's wrong with who he socializes with. There are many things that Jar did that are terrible, and I've been killing myself on the inside for having this thought for so long. I hope everyone who is reading this can understand my worries, and the mental state that I am in right now is a lot of hell. This message will bring up what Jar has done, and I will never forget nor forgive the terrible things he has done to me. What are the things he knew about me? I was a minor. He knew my age. He continued the request for me to draw something lewd for him for an art role. He should have stopped himself and thought what he was requesting from an actual child was wrong. He wouldn't have contacted me in the first place and asked someone else who is a full-grown adult, but he didn't. There are no excuses whatsoever for what he has done to me, and I will never forgive him. This link takes me to the Google search of Rule 34. Even when I became an adult and told him what he had done, he did not react whatsoever. He never blocked me or apologized for his actions. He still kept me around. I'm glad that I can finally stay away from him. I now feel safer and free. I know this sounds very dramatic, and it's possibly something one could criticize her for. But you have to understand that this is probably something she's been carrying with her for a long time. Ja was someone she looked up to and simply didn't want to say no to. She probably felt awful when she realized she was being taken advantage of and that Ja wasn't really interested in being friends with her. Parasocial relationships are something young people especially can fall into without even realizing it. Because Ja has such a large platform, Chocolata was scared to go public with it. And now that the Cinebear drama is making such waves, the dam finally broke, and she felt like she had more people on her side than before. She's probably feeling a huge weight lifted off her shoulders right now. Unfortunately, she couldn't provide proof that Ja knew her age at the time and that she was a minor when he made his request because there were no recordings of the call she mentioned. But let's be honest, when we ask someone to create something with sexual content, we make sure they're of legal age, right? At least to cover ourselves. But that's not my only issue here. He specifically wanted not safe for work content of Jaden animation. Am I biased? Maybe, you tell me. I'm raging here, so yeah, maybe I'm biased. One must protect their fellow body dysmorphians. Jaden is a real person, an artist, and hides behind a cute avatar for a reason. She doesn't want to be sexualized, not just because she's on the A spectrum, but because she is highly uncomfortable with being sexualized. Asking a 17-year-old to draw sexual art of a creator who's made it clear for years that she doesn't want that is disgusting. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. I generally have a problem with Rule 34 being drawn of real people, but if they can take it with humor, maybe that's forgivable. I know some creators find it funny when they're shipped with fictional characters or colleagues, but Jaden is not okay with being instrumentalized like that, and that should be respected, in my opinion. This is downright creepy. Befriending a small artist and baiting them with some kind of art role just to get Jaden porn. Ew. Ew.
Brother,
Jar is a hypocrite and a total flip-flopper. He made this video about Cine without getting a complete picture of the situation because, in my opinion, he didn't take the situation seriously at all.
After looking over everything in more depth than 99% of people talking about this, I can safely say that this drama was blown up to a level that it had no business getting to. I love how people would try to debunk me on Twitter by sending me the doc they didn't read. I think the irony was lost on them.
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
And he did this only to backpedal now.
This isn't a flex or anything, by the way. Like, I just want to make that clear. But like, I read through all of the DMs, okay? Because Cine released all of them without, like, completely unadulterated, with her response. And so I do just want to bring up a couple of pieces of context to see if this not changes your mind to think it's grooming, but changes your mind at all on kind of your opinions of it. So like, first of all, with the rape comic, in different calls, Cine got, to read that out loud, read some of the panels out loud.
Yeah.
Does that change anything for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it depends. Like, I'm assuming that she read it out loud where minors were present.
Well, Eno was the one reading it out loud. Cine got Eno to read it out loud.
Oh.
In call together.
Oh my god. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yep.
That I did. Oh god.
And in total,
That
they
is-
had around 20 hours of phone calls, and almost all of them were dedicated to like talking about that sexual material.
Yeah, that completely changes everything. I'm sure you have more, but like, I think that's enough. Like, case closed.
Carl, that kills people.
Wow, I didn't know that.
How could you not know that?
Yeah, I'm in the wrong here. I suck.
Sorry, but I can't take this seriously. I can't. Before I finished making this video, Given Ant reached out to Chocolata and had a little conversation with her. I link it along with all other sources in the video description. He also believes that at best it was negligent of him and at worst, creepy. I have to stress here again, since the word has been thrown around, that to my knowledge, jar is not a PDF file. The term has been so watered down, but we all know what it really means, right? And asking for NSFW art from a 17-year-old isn't PDF behavior. It was idiotic behavior. It was questionable, disgusting, and definitely something he should reflect on and apologize for properly and personally. You don't ask someone still in junior high to draw NSFW art. Jar didn't have any closer contact with Chocolata afterwards. He didn't try to groom her, as far as I know. He just exploited her for his weird kink once. The suspicion I had already expressed has been confirmed by this conversation she had with Given Ant. I believe her when she says that she didn't do this for clout. She seems like a more introverted artist, and now she finally felt like she had some wind at her back. I ask everyone watching this video not to harass anyone mentioned, especially Chocolata, because as far as we know, she just wanted to finally get it off her chest and wasn't trying to attack Jar or contribute to his downfall. Even if you're a fan of Just a Robot, please just leave her alone. If you like my content, stick around. My next video will be a little deep dive into the Owo Neko drama to explore why she did what she did and the social and psychological mechanisms behind it. So, see you next time.